Hey guys, your girl here, Tanisha, at workwithtanisha.com. So some people have been waiting for this video. So I felt like I had to do this video because I've put a lot of people on to Jay Morrison, his wife, and the whole Tulsa real estate fund, and just Jay's whole company. Like, I put my YouTube subscribers on, my Instagram, my lists, my clients, my customers. I put people onto him. Now, there's going to be people that watch this video that don't know me, from a can of paint. So I'm Tanisha Marie. I have been online for the last 7 years. I have built me a 7-figure business, for the comfort of my home. I help women create websites. I help women to start their own businesses. I help women to be able to sell, market, and brand themselves from the comfort of their home. I have a dream to help 1,000 families make at least $1,000 a month passively, from the comfort of their home. And I'm already on track, to do that. And I bought me a couple of houses, and I bought me a couple of cars. I have other real estate funds that I'm in that's paying me. I also am an angel investor. I also invest into other businesses to help people get their business, up and running. I also am a stock investor. I invest in stocks, such as Apple, such as Delta. I also have some of the food stocks like the Beyond Meat, things of that nature. And I also invest in dividend stocks. I also have a class called Black Wealth where I charge $25 a month, and I help people to understand how to change their relationship with money. Because as Black people, we wasn't taught really nothing about nothing, right? So I feel like, as an entrepreneur, as a problem solver, as a person that wants to change the world, I want to be able to provide services for people. So I have a class called Black Wealth 101. So if you go to blackwealth101.net, I charge $25 a month, and I hold a monthly class, and I give resources on attorneys. I give resources on CPAs. I give resources on retirement. I give resources on IULs and life insurance, and, setting up LLCs and setting up your business the right way, and getting business bank account, and also getting funding, for your business. So with that being said, now you know a little bit, about me and what I do. I came across Jay and his wife about 3 years ago, right? So this was before the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And, Jay was talking game. He was like, man, I'm for the culture. I do these corner classes. I love helping my people. I want to see my people win, blah, blah, blah. So I started following him. I'm like, he making sense. I was loving his wife. His wife, she was always doing the poems, and she was doing the acting. I said, you know what? They somebody I want to follow. So I started following them. I started following her. Jay has books on Amazon. So I started buying all of his books that he has on Amazon, started reading some of them. I even started putting my kids on to him. I even put my grandparents onto them. I put my mom and my dad, onto him. Like, man, listen, he's a young Black dude, and he's doing, some great things, in the community. He had a couple of classes in Brooklyn. He had a couple of classes in the Bronx. I went to a couple of them. I got pictures. I done took pictures with the man, and his wife. So I'm doing this video, guys, because I'm disappointed, right? I'm disappointed in Jay. I'm disappointed in his wife. I'm disappointed in this company. So this all came about. Now, Tulsa Real Estate Fund came in 2018. I started following Jay like 2000, I want to say 17, 18. And he came up with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, and he said, well, this is a chance for us to pool our money together, where now we can get different centers, we can get housing, we can help other people with, low income. Like, he had this whole list of things that he was going to do to be able to help the Black, community. So I said, that's what I'm about. I'm about helping Black people. So I said, okay, well, he's coming out the real estate fund and the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And, basically it was $500 a share. So I said, okay, well, $500 a share, is cool. I said, but, I want to put $2,000. Let me put $2,000 into, his fund. Now, what he promised, what we end up reading, we was all in like a group. And he said that we were supposed to get 8% on our money starting next year. So that was in 2019. So this started in June 2018. So by June 2019, we were supposed to start seeing dividends. he got investigated, the FTC, the SEC, all this stuff, whatever. They started investigating him, saying that it was a fraud and, that he shouldn't have, did this and took all these people's money. People are vulnerable, blah, blah, blah. So the FTC, the SEC, it took about 3 months, 6 months, and they closed the case. They said, it was legit, that he really, took people money to, really build up, these different houses or whatever the case is. Basically, exactly what he said he was going to do. The FTC said, okay, well, that's good. So he told us as investors, because we have like investor calls, and he said, you know what, the findings, came that, we weren't, we wasn't fraud, we wasn't just taking people money. So that kind of gave us some confidence that, okay, cool. So now we're like, all right, well, where's the dividends? So now he's saying that being that they just stopped taking more money, because I think we have 12,000 investors right now. He said, being that we kept taking money in, we can't pay out money because that will be considered a Ponzi scheme, right? So he said, if we continue to take in more investors, we can't pay out until we close the fund. So I think right now we raised about 60 million and we have 12,000 investors. So he's officially closed it off this year. There's no longer people can, invest. You can no longer get any shares, within the Tulsa real estate. So, with that being said, now this year, he's saying that he can't pay out dividends this year either because he has a property that he wants to sell so that he can pay us dividends, because the whole spiel or the whole pitch was he's going to give us 8% return on our money. And then if he sells something, he's going to give us a 50% split. So he take 50% and then he splits 50% with the whole 12,000 people. So whatever that is, that's what we'll get. And depending on how much we invested, that's how much, we would get. So for me, I got a couple coins. I'm not hard up for money. I make money from home. I do my best to be the best. And, I said, you know what? Jay is on point. That's how I felt. I felt that he was on point. So now when 2020 comes, he's saying that we have a property that he's going to pay dividends on after he sells it. But I'm like, okay, but I thought when you sell a property, whatever you get from that property, you're going to split 50-50 with us. So, people was asking questions about that or whatever the case is. And all he kept saying was, no, we're just going to get a dividend. We're just going to get a dividend. So he done kicked out the 50%. So right there, that basically gave me a red flag, right? And I said, well, what's happening to the 50%? I emailed them. They never responded. I asked them also when dividends are going to be paid out. They never responded. I sent Jay a couple messages. He never responded. I sent his wife a message. She never responded. So I'm like, okay, well, now I got $2,000 tied up in this fund that's not bringing me any money. I don't see what he's doing with the money. He got the Legacy Center. Okay, but the Legacy Center is just for people to go and do their homework or, people to do workspace, but he's charging people. So I thought the whole point of him getting the Legacy Center was to pay for it with the funds that we got. And now there's no mortgage on it. So now people can come in and do their work and all that stuff for free. But come to find out that he was charging people to go into the Legacy Center, or he was going to charge people, or he is going to charge people to come and use, the Legacy Center. So I end up finding out about this guy named Tony the Closer. He's a former NFL player. I don't know Tony from a can of paint. I don't know Tony from anywhere. All I know is Tony on the internet, right? So he did a whole interview on how Jay stole 50 grand from him. So of course I listened to it because I'm like, listen, I follow Jay. I followed, him. So I'm like, I want to hear. He said Jay owed him $50,000. They had an event. Jay was supposed to take the ticket sale money, and they were supposed to put that towards the $100,000 that they were supposed to give away at Tony's event last year, I think November or October or whenever. And he said Jay never gave him his $50,000 back. So Tony said on August 20th, which is Thursday, they're going to the Black House, which is the Legacy Center, to, I guess, press Jay to give him his money back or whatever the case may be, right? So For me as an investor, I already got red flags because I done emailed them. They never responded. I hit up Jay. He never responded. He just left me on scene. Ernestine, I hit her up. She left me on scene, as well. So I already got a red flag now. So I went on Jay's post and I'm like, hey, Jay, I'm hearing this stuff about Tony. Is this true? Next thing I know, Jay blocked me. Next thing I know, I tried to go look at the comment to see if he responded, or I looked at my notifications to see if he tagged me. I couldn't even go to the man's page anymore. So I'm like, okay, I just asked a question. Is it because I asked a question, or is it because I sent the emails this year? I was kind of confused. So I basically hit up Tony, like, Tony, what's really good? He sends me this whole interview of him breaking it down. So I tagged him in my stories. He reposted it and he said, this is another investor that he blocked. And I'm like, another? I said, well, how many investors did he block? He said hundreds. I'm like, hundreds of investors? Wait, I'm confused now, because he said that he's doing this for us. He's doing this for the people. But when we asking questions, or we trying to get clarification, or we email, they're not responding and they blocking people. So in my head now, Jay's a fraud. Jay's a scam artist, because you promised 8% return in 1 year. We didn't get that. Then you promised if you sell a property, you're going to split 50-50. We still didn't get that. So this is the second year. I spent $2,000, right? So I just feel at this point that Jay and his wife is not on top of their game. They wasn't living in mansions. They wasn't driving Rolls Royces. And really all they were doing was really trying to just get people's money, because nobody has seen any return. Now I'm in different funds with other people who's white, and they paying me out every month. I'm getting paid out every month. I never had a problem. I never had any problem with payment. If I emailed them, they responded. Or they have an email, a customer service on Instagram where you can email them and they respond. So I'm like, okay, I want to support black, but black people act stupid. Black people do dumb shit. Black people know that other black people are not educated financially, so they try to scam and they try to play the black people because they know. Then come to find out, Jay has a friend that he owes $200,000 to, or he took $200,000 from. Then come to find out that some of the workers, he fired some of his workers, and some of the workers went to Tony and told Tony the game of how Jay was scamming people. So at this point, I am no longer following Jay. I'm no longer following his wife. I'm no longer following what his words are, because in my book, you're a scam. In my book, you're a fraud. In my book, you're still that con artist. And he always stresses, oh, I came from the slums. Oh, I came from jail. I started from the bottom. Like, he always stressed that. But nigga, you still a nigga. You still that nigga that was still out robbing niggas. You still that nigga who was selling drugs. You still that nigga. Like, you're still that nigga. You just put a facade up on the internet. You just put this facade up that you was this king and your wife was this queen. And y'all really just a bunch of niggas stealing from your own people. And you say it's for the people. Same thing like Dana Chanel. She charging $5,000 for a $500 app. See, here's the thing. This is why black people can't come together and they can't win together, because you got people that's like Jay and Dana who's supposed to be gurus and supposed to help other people, and they truly not. So I'm real. I'm 100 everywhere I go, right? I'm 100 in all my videos, all my posts. I'm not here to bash nobody. I don't bash nobody. I'm not into that negative energy. But I felt like I had to do this video because I owe it to my subscribers, who I've been saying, I done had so many videos. I done said Jay name in. I done told people to go get Jay's books. And now he turns around and does this. You block me because all I asked was, is this true what Tony is saying? So to me, it's true what Tony is saying. You do owe Tony 50 grand, right? You will have a bunch of people at the Black House on August 20th Whether they gonna vandalize the place, whether they gonna shake you down for the money, whatever. And then Jay files a lawsuit against Tony and the judge denies it. He files a restraining order against Tony and the judge denies it. So I'm like, why is Jay doing all this? Then he's all over YouTube trying to justify and explain. You look guilty, bruh. You look real guilty. You keep trying to explain yourself. Nigga, you sound like a con artist. So at the end of the day, Jay is a bum in my book. At the end of the day, Jay is a bum in my book. He's a bum in my book. His wife's a bum in my book. Because if she knows all this shit is going down, she's down with the bum shit. So this is a lesson. It's a $2,000 lesson because I may not get my money back, right? It's a $2,000 lesson. I paid that over two years ago. It's a $2,000 lesson. I'm not doing any more funds with any more black people. I had a bad experience, right? I had a bad experience with the fund manager. I'm no longer doing any funds with any money pooling with any black people. And unfortunately, you know, it's unfortunate. One black person can mess it up for everybody. One black person can mess it up for everybody. And I'm all for black people. I'm all for helping elevate. I just had a buy black event the other day. And $10,000 came through my event with people coming and buying. Right? So I'm all for us. I'm all for helping us. But when you got people like Jay and you got people like Dana and her husband straight scamming people, guys, nobody want to even fuck with black people. This is why we can't get ahead. We always trying to scheme and scam instead of really helping. I'm humble, right? I'm not flashy. Let me go rent a mansion. Let me go rent a Rolls Royce so I could just look good. No, I wanted me a Benz. I went and got a Benz. I wanted me a few houses. I went and bought me a few houses. Everybody ain't got to know, right? I wanted to create my own income. I did that. My job fired me 8 years ago. I said, fuck a job. I'm done. I went to school. I got my bachelor's degree. I listened to my mom. My mom said, go to work and get a, good job. I did all that, but that shit didn't work for me. I'm too motivated. I'm too ambitious to be sitting behind a fucking cubicle, right? And I help other women and I help other men see their potential and live out their purpose. So at the end of the day, I'm really disappointed. I mean, I'm not going to cry over $2,000, because I can make that in a day from home. I'm not going to cry, but I do want my money back. If Jay ever watches, I do want my money back. But at the end of the day, if he can't give Tony his $50,000, he's not giving me no $2,000, right? He's not giving nobody back their money. And honestly, he got that money probably sitting in the bank getting interest, or he done spent it on something else. But at the end of the day, guys, know exactly what you want. Know exactly what you want. Know exactly where you're trying to go. Know exactly who you want to be with. Know exactly how much money you really trying to make. Because you got frauds like Jay, you got frauds like Dana, who will literally sweep you off your feet with a free webinar that's going to say, oh, we're going to make all this happen. And they absolutely do nothing. Is all black people like this? Absolutely not. But Jay and Dana spoils it for everybody. One nail salon, if it's a black-owned nail salon, can spoil it for the other black nail salons because of the customer service. This is customer service. I asked Jay a question on his Instagram comments post. I get blocked. I send the Tulsa info at Tulsa Real Estate Fund or support, whatever it is, at Tulsa Real Estate Fund. They never responded. This is months later. And I was in Jay's classes, took his classes, paid this man $500, $600, $100 here, $200 here. I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. His books, I don't even want his books in my house no more. I'm going to give them away or I'm going to throw them away, right? But at the end of the day, guys, know what you want, know where you're trying to go, know what you're trying to do. It's really that motherfucking simple. Right? Because these gurus, these fake ass people on the internet, they definitely out to get your motherfucking money. And they ain't trying to give you shit. It's too many people that have been scammed by Jay. 12,000 investors. That's a lot of people. We were scammed. Jay said we was going to get the money next year. We was going to get some dividends next year, and he was going to start selling properties in, next year. He did nothing. He did nothing. Right now, he has too much dirt on his name. Right now, he's in the spotlight. They got so many pages on Instagram with him. Because once Tony reshared my tag, when I tagged him in his stories, of course people see that. And of course people in my DM. Like, oh, you too? Oh, me too. I spent $500. Oh, yeah. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Right? So at the end of the day, Jay's a scumbag and Dana's a scumbag in my book, period. And it's unfortunate. And it really hurts me to say that. Right? Because I love black people. I love us. I love to see us winning. I love to see us grow. I'm a winner, period. All I want to see is black folks winning. That's all I want to see. I want to be able to call some of my winning friends and say, let's go travel here. Let's go travel there. Let's go on this boat ride. Let's go out to eat here. Let's go do this. Let's go smoke a blunt if we want. Because we ain't got no job. I ain't worried about no job. I'm not chained to the man, right? I'm chained to the purpose, right? So at the end of the day, guys, know what you want. Know what you truly, truly want, and don't get hoodwinked or bamboozled. That's what one of the guys on my DM said. He said, oh, we got hoodwinked and we got bamboozled by the King Jay. So that's my spiel. I don't know if I'm going to keep this video up because depending on if I get negative comments or whatever the case is, I'm not going to keep it up. If, everybody's cool and everybody, say, little nice things, I'll keep it up because I don't want YouTube. My channel is popping. I don't want YouTube flagging. I don't want nobody flagging my videos and saying, oh, no, this is slandering and all that, because I ain't slandering nothing. But at the end of the day, guys, do your research. Know what you truly want in your life and know where you truly want to go. Go to workwithtanisha.com, guys, if you want to start your own e-commerce online. And if you want to learn how to change your energy around money, or you want to know how to change your mindset around money, go to blackwolf101.net, guys. Follow me on Instagram at Coach Tanisha Marie, guys. I'll see you in class.